And here with Enlightened World Network. We bring you a guided meditation every day of the year, and today our beautiful guest meditator is Jane Mountrose. Jane, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Ruth. I'm delighted to be here.
Well, we're so pleased to have you. So I'm just going to let you have the floor whenever you are ready to start.
Okay. So the meditation that I'm going to do is about lighting up the world with love. And I'm all about love, as you might you might notice. To me, it is because it is the ultimate solution, really, for us personally and collectively. And when we open to love, we can open so much to the truth of who we are. So I want to do this with cascades of light from some of the ascended masters and archangels who are with us always, and so delighted to join us and to support us. Really just for the asking. It's something, these cascades of light have become a favorite of mine for my own meditation. I do one pretty much every day at least. And so that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to start now. So we can just start in the usual way by closing our eyes just beautifully and focusing in on the breath. Breathing in pure energy and light as we inhale and releasing anything that we don't need now, any energy that is not really what we want now, just allowing it to release with the exhale. So we can feel clearer and brighter with every breath. And we can send that loving light into any place in our body that we want. So if there's any place in particular where you feel tension, this would be a good time to send it there. I often hold it in my shoulders, my neck, just relaxing and releasing, because that allows us to be more present here to the process. And we can focus also for a moment on relaxing the mind, sending this beautiful light into the mind, clear, relaxing energy for the mind. And just allowing any thoughts that we don't need now to drift off as much as we can. I like to imagine sometimes they're like little bubbles that float away, those thoughts. And allowing us to relax in a way that we can feel relaxed and also listen to what I'm saying so that you can stay focused on the process. And with that, I'd like to begin by inviting Ascended Master Lady Nada to join us and bless us with a cascade of what for you would be the most beautiful, radiant, pink, loving light. Lady Nada is all about love. And you can just feel that now drifting down from above, flowing around you and through you in the perfect way for you. Lady Nada invites us to love ourselves and open to the loving wisdom we hold in our hearts and souls. This guides us on our journey, and she's always with us when we ask. So you can just allow this loving light now into your whole body. Again, as we did before, anywhere where you need more love, just invite that in. Those places may be where you don't love yourself so much, where you feel you should be anything other than the perfect being you are. Just inviting love into all those places. And as you exhale again, you can release anything that is not that love that's ready to release. Anything that doesn't serve you now. And I like to imagine with the cascades of light that the light is flowing down over me and down into a beautiful ocean of divine energy below me. And we can just imagine anything that's not serving you to flow down into that ocean of divine energy to be transmuted and back into love and light to fill the space around us. And just relaxing into this space. when I'm embracing love in this way, also one of the things I really enjoy personally doing is inviting little hearts into every cell. And with Lady Nada, it might be just pink hearts, inviting them into each cell of your body to light them up with love too. Each of our cells has an intelligence, and they really appreciate it. When I do that, I always feel like my body's tingling. And all of the organs of your body that hold a lot of the unconscious information and our inner worlds, just inviting that light into them too, filling their whole body with love. And noticing that this feels much better, much better than where we might be when we don't feel so good about ourselves. It also might bring up some limiting beliefs or fears or confusions that we hold. And for this, I would like to first thank Lady Nada and now invite the Ascended Master Saint Germain and his Archangel equivalent, who is Zadkiel, here to bless us with a cascade of vibrant violet light. And you can start to feel that flowing down. Saint Germain is known as the keeper of the violet flame, which can transmute lower frequencies of energy and open us to really more of that love, more joy, and more freedom, those things that we really want. And I use this personally whenever I feel one of those kinds of things like fear or anxiety or confusion. I just ask for this kind of beautiful violet light to cascade over me. And again, you can invite it all through your body. And especially if there's a place where you notice that the energy is stuck, can send it into that place. Just breathing and releasing anything that is not serving you right now. Again, inviting it also into all of the cells of your body. Beautiful violet light. It's interesting because violet is the highest frequency of light in the rainbow. And we can invite this beautiful frequency into our beings anytime with the assistance of Saint Germain and or Archangels Zadkiel, their equivalents, you could say, just to free yourself from anything that isn't working for you in the moment. It's also interesting when I first started doing this, after I would feel like it had cleared, I would notice that I felt more joyful. And I was kind of surprised that joy would come because when I see Saint Germain in my mind, he looks kind of serious a lot of times. But I would feel this great joy. And I'm inviting that joy for all of us now too, and thanking Saint Germain and Zadkiel for supporting us in this way. Then I want to open to another favorite of mine, which is Archangel Raziel, who is known for being very joyful and playful. He's like the magician of the archangels. And you could ask Archangel Zadkiel, Raziel, I'm sorry, Raziel, to send beautiful sparks of divine light in all the colors of the rainbow. Just feeling that rainbow light coming down over you. And in this case, all of the cells have an opportunity to accept the perfect color or colors for them. So you can feel them like sparkles of energy going to all of the cells of your body, just the perfect light for each one. And feeling that joy and the magic of Raziel. He's like the Merlin of the archangels. And he has kind of that, I don't know, kind of playful, a little bit tricky kind of energy in the way that I perceive him, at least. He also has a way of helping us to increase that divine guidance that we hold in our hearts, which is so important to open to the truth that lies within each one of us. because it's there. And that's the most important source of wisdom that we have. So we can ask Raziel now to help us to open to our soul's gifts and the magic of being who we are, the magic of you. Each one of us is magically and uniquely special. And I think Raziel and probably all of the angels can help us to appreciate that within ourselves, that we're here to be exactly who we are. And in this moment in time, it is a very important thing for us to embrace the truth of who we are, because there's great change occurring. And we want to be part of that change, which is really love. It's really about opening to love and light, joy, freedom, happiness, gratitude, all the things that make us feel good. And with that, I want to thank Raziel. And I'd like to also invite in the Archangel who is closest to my heart, who is present in my life very much, which is Archangel Metatron. And with Archangel Metatron, you might imagine a cascade of golden light, or to me, I like sparkles. So I always ask for sparkling, whatever it is, radiantly sparkling, and it might be white and golden light, just to allow that to flow down over you. It's Archangel Metatron is said to be the archangel who's closest to God. And we could just invite him to help us to connect with that truth of, that we are one with our source, and that our source loves us. Again, inviting that light into every cell of your body and asking to release anything in you that does not appreciate the truth of who you are as a child of God, as being one with God, as an aspect of God, a unique aspect of God. And just settling into that truth, and that each of us can be a light to light up the world with love. I like to imagine the globe like there are all these little sparks of light or points of light around the world, and each of us can be one. It really matters. I think it's so important to understand that each of us matters. And when we open to love and open to light and ask for that assistance from those who are around us and ready, ready and willing in any moment to bless us with more light, that we can make a big difference. Each of us can make a big difference. And as more people open to that light, each light becomes brighter, and they're more in number, to the point where, the way that I see it, then the whole world is surrounded by so much of that light that the darkness doesn't have a place to hide anymore. So that's the vision. And I think that each of us has an opportunity to be part of this in our own way. And I know, because you're here, that is something you probably are doing already. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So again, I want to thank all of these beings of light who've supported us and blessed us. Lady Nada, Saint Germain, and Archangel Zadkiel with the violet light, which you can use anytime. You can just call on that light in meditation. You want to be in a peaceful place and just to be with it. And Archangel Raziel, who's always there to light up your life with joy, more love, just fun. And Archangel Metatron is so devoted to each and every one of us. And with that, we can continue to hold that love in our hearts. Can imagine sending that beautiful energy of love out into the week ahead, the time ahead. So it's there for you. It's always there for you. And also making sure that we're grounded, inviting beautiful Mother Earth to send up grounding energy. From the crystal core of the earth, we can feel that energy coming up and feeling like we're connected there, and also that we're also connected from above. So we're in a perfect balance between heaven and earth in every moment. You know, sometimes in this place, I just want to stay. Feels so good. And of course, we can stay if we stay in this kind of a place. So with that, I just want to invite you to breathe in a little more active energy, coming back into your waking state. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Little Buddy had to come join me.
Buddy so much.
He loves meditations. Don't
Jane,
you, bud?
thank you so much. I don't know that I've spent time with Lady Nada before, but I could truly feel the energy. What can you tell us? Is she an ascended master? Who is Lady Nada?
Right. I wasn't that familiar with her either until recently. She appeared in my meditation, and she is an ascended master whose focus is love, and often represented also by a pink rose. And that's another thing, just focusing on a beautiful pink rose. And I find her energy so soothing and just nurturing to me and relaxing. It helps me to relax. She's also on the level, she's seen to be the partner in spirit of the ascended master of Jesus.
Okay. Okay. I need to study up a little bit on that one. Well, and you brought in a huge lineup there.
Some of my favorites.
Raziel, Metatron. Wow, that was great. You did say one thing in there, and you were a little surprised about feeling joy after working with Saint Germain.
With the violet flame.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the words that came to me at that point was that being in joy is our natural state.
Right.
And so when we burn off all of, the low level energy or, the emotions that no longer serve us, we're left with that natural state.
Right. And it does make sense when you think about it. I just was surprised the first time when I experienced that, because I just felt that lightness and joy. And I also think there is a long history in the spiritual kind of community with Saint Germain and the violet flame, and some of it, the way that it's presented, has a heaviness to it. To me, this is just my own, from my perspective, that I guess I associated that somewhat with it, but it's a gift. I mean, and it's interesting to think about transmutation. It's like it's that alchemical change, like of lead to gold or whatever it is, that can occur where we can just invite it to clear whatever it is that is there.
Yeah.
And it seems to really work. I find it works wonders.
Yeah.
It's back.
No, I love that. And then I also, buddy, loved when you had us invite ourselves to receive whatever color healing energy was perfect for those cells. And I love that because so often I think of one color coming in and doing the whole body. I don't think of each cell being receptive to whatever
what it chooses. Right.
Yeah, I love
well,
that.
If you have little sparkles of rainbow light, then they can go, each color can go just to the right places. That's the way I see it.
No, I love that. So, Jane, on another note, you and your husband, both doctors, Mountrose, uh,
Right.
have authored a new book, and it's launching on January 7th. And we're going to
Hmm.
be doing a launch interview here on Enlightened World Network. Can you tell us about your book?
Well, it's all about, it's again, more of the same, about opening to the truth in your heart and soul. And it is actually based on a process that Phillip and I learned more than 30 years ago now, for connecting with the truth and love in our hearts. And we all can do that. I think that we may not understand the potential that's there, though. And it really is, because it is, it's kind of like the saying goes, that the heart knows, that you'll find the truth in your heart. And so many times people say, and I think it's almost unconsciously, well, my head says this, but my heart says no. And, I have to listen to my heart. And it is true. It's the center of our being. I think we have a long history of a holistic approach and realizing that everything about us has meaning, that the heart in the center of your being, it is as actually there's a book, The Seat of the Soul. It is the seat of the soul.
Right.
And for anyone who feels incapable of connecting with the truth within, it's there. And it's there for everybody. The most important probably thing to me that anybody can do is connect with their own truth.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Life
Right.
changing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we've also learned over the years to use it for healing. Actually the spiritual energy is the most powerful energy for healing. And we've learned ways to do that are very powerful too. So there's a lot in the book about just simple things you can do, like stopping for a few minutes during the day and breathing in love. You can invite Lady Nada and sit and then breathe in love. Or doing the process. And I know we've talked together about the process, doing a process for going up to a mountaintop to connect with an elevated state. We do that too, because just imagining that you're going up it takes you up in terms of your consciousness. And then if you're on this beautiful mountaintop with a panoramic view, that's expansive too. And then all of heaven is there. It's just this perfect kind of combination of images that is very powerful. So there are things that everybody can do. You can go to the mountaintop and invite down cascades of light, whatever you want. And there are more angels. There are a lot more angels that you can connect with that are just magnificent.
So, Jane, tell us the name of the book.
It's the loving light, wait a minute. The loving power of the soul, of your soul. And it is, it has, well, it's, for us, I think it's one of the most valued books that we've written for us, because we feel it's so important to make that connection. And in the same time, also, we learned the process, we call it soul centering, connecting with the love in your heart. We learned it from a couple, they're very spiritual people who taught it to us more than 30 years ago, along with some amazing healing processes that we still use. And we had lost touch with them over several decades, really. They were kind of in the 90s, they were wandering in different places, and we kind of lost touch, and I couldn't find them. And then I was in a meditation about maybe a month or so ago, and Metatron actually suggested that I look up this person by name, look up that name, spiritual. So I looked it up on Google, and there he was. So we reconnected with them, and they're just amazing people. So I'm thrilled again to be making that connection.
That is so great. So, Jane, I'm laughing because at one point, Archangel Michael had told me to work on something or do something. And I literally said, well, how am I supposed to learn about that? And the answer was, look it up on Google.
Right. And
I thought, how did
that's
the
what they
Archangels
tell
know
me
about
that a lot too.
Google?
Or sometimes a lot of things have been happening for me that have been kind of incredulous. And I'll say, well, is there any way I can validate any of what you're telling me? And they'll say that. They'll say, look it up on the internet.
That is just so funny to me. I don't know. I think of them in this older version. I don't know. It's so weird for them to be talking about Google. Just cracks me up. So, The Loving Power of Your Soul, out January 7 on Amazon.
Right.
I have had the profound privilege of reading it already, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful. If you have
Thank you.
anybody, yourself included, that is interested in how do I really connect? How do I learn about myself as a soul? And what techniques and tools can I use? That it's the perfect book for that. It's absolutely wonderful. So Jane, thank you and Buddy for being here.
Thank you.
So glad that you that you both are here. We have a lot of dogs that come onto Enlightened
Mm-hmm.
World Network,
Yeah.
so it makes my heart so happy when they
Mm-hmm.
show up.
Well, they're so drawn to the energy.
Yeah.
And Buddy, especially, he's of our two dogs. He's the one. He'll sit here sometimes through whole classes and stuff. He just, he just does, huh, Bud? Yeah.
Too sweet.
We
Absolutely
rescued him
too
from
sweet.
a
So Jane,
junkyard.
if people,
He was a
Aw,
junkyard dog. They
that's
rescued him, and we adopted him.
well, he is so perfectly matched with you all. I mean,
Yeah,
I-
you can tell.
yeah, so sweet. Jane, if people want to know more about you and your work, how do they find you?
Well, there are several things. I think first I'd like to mention we have or I have actually more than Philip, although he's there sometimes. I have a weekly gathering on Enlightened World Network on Sundays called the Circle of Love and Light. And it is all about actually what we just were doing, opening to love and being part of raising the vibration on the planet. And that is it's at 5 p.m. Pacific, which is 8 p.m. Eastern.
Mhm.
And we do it on Sunday with the purpose of starting the week off right and sending that love out to your week ahead and to the world. And it's just, and we have guests, we do meditations, we do healings sometimes, just different things. So that's a favorite. And Philip and I, my husband and I, we have an enormous website. We are co-directors of a nonprofit organization called Awakenings Institute, which is devoted to creating a more loving world, where every person's unique gifts are honored and nurtured, and dogs and everything. And you can find that website at gettingthrough.org, which is gettingthrough.org/holistic is one of the main pages for we have programs, teaching programs. And if you go to gettingthrough.org/awakenings, you can find out about Awakenings Institute.
Excellent.
So thank you for asking.
No, absolutely. So Jane, so much love to you and Buddy. Thank you for being here. And friends here at
Thank you.
Enlightened World Network, we've got a big year coming up. And congratulations that we're alive to see it. You know, I just think it's going to be a big year for transformation and growth. So we're pleased to have you with us. Take good care. God bless. And we'll see you soon.